Get ready. What you are about to witness will shatter every belief you have held about the nature of reality itself. September 22nd marks the opening of a cosmic portal that appears only once every 2,600 years. A gateway between dimensions that will fundamentally restructure the fabric of existence. Right now, as you absorb these words, your consciousness is already beginning to respond to the approaching transformation. The frequencies emanating from this portal have been building for months, creating subtle vibrations that your soul recognizes, even if your mind does not yet comprehend what is coming. Ancient civilizations knew of this date and encoded it into their most sacred texts. The Mayans called it the Great Return. The Egyptians named it the awakening of the throne. And the Celtic Druids referred to it as the night when shadows dance. Each culture understood that when the cosmic mathematics aligned in this precise configuration, reality itself would become malleable, subject to the will of those prepared to harness its power. Finally, you are here at the threshold of the most significant moment in human history. The numerology of this date reveals secrets that will make your mind reel with understanding. September is the 9th month, the number of completion and cosmic consciousness. 22nd reduces to 4, the number of material foundation and earthly manifestation. 2025 becomes 9 again, creating a triple 9 portal of unprecedented spiritual magnitude. When these numbers converge at this exact moment in space and time, a dimensional rift opens, allowing energies from parallel realities to flood into our world. Your DNA is already responding to these incoming frequencies. Scientists recognize only 4% of human DNA as active, but tomorrow night the cosmic radiation will begin activating dormant sequences that have been sleeping within you for lifetimes. These are not random genetic mutations. They are planned upgrades to human consciousness written into your cellular structure millions of years ago by advanced civilizations who knew this moment would arrive. My friends, the physical symptoms you have been experiencing over the past weeks are not coincidences. They are your body preparing for quantum transformation. That strange tingling in your spine, the sudden clarity of dreams, the unexplained moments of knowing things before they happen, all signal that your nervous system is reorganizing itself to handle higher dimensional frequencies. The electromagnetic field around your heart has expanded by 30% in the past month alone. Sensitive individuals report seeing auras around people and objects, feeling the emotions of others at great distances, and experiencing spontaneous moments of telepathic connection. Your pineal gland, the seat of psychic perception, is calcifying at an accelerated rate, not as damage, but as crystallization, transforming into a biological antenna capable of receiving transmissions from other dimensions. The ringing in your ears that medical science cannot explain is actually your auditory system tuning to frequencies from parallel worlds where advanced versions of humanity are attempting to communicate with you. The autumn equinox has always been a time of balance between light and darkness, but this year, the equilibrium point will become a fulcrum for reality itself. At exactly 2:19 in the afternoon Eastern Time, the Sun will reach perfect balance with the Earth, creating a moment of zero-point energy, where the laws of physics become temporarily suspended. During this window of cosmic stillness, the barriers between dimensions will dissolve completely. Ancient mystery schools taught that consciousness could reshape reality during such moments, but only those who understood the sacred techniques could harness this power. The Hermetic masters called it the Great Work, the transformation of base matter into gold and base consciousness into divine awareness. What they knew, and what modern science is only beginning to discover, is that reality is not fixed. It is a hologram projected by consciousness itself. And during portal events like September 22nd, this hologram becomes editable by those who know the codes.
Tune in to what your body is telling you, because the cellular changes are accelerating exponentially. Your metabolism may be shifting, causing unusual hunger patterns or complete loss of appetite as your digestive system prepares to process higher vibrational nutrients. Sleep patterns are becoming irregular, not from stress, but because your consciousness is spending increasing amounts of time in other dimensions during what you think is rest. The dreams you remember are actually memories from parallel versions of yourself living in realities where humanity has already completed this transformation. They are teaching you, showing you glimpses of the abilities and knowledge that will become available after the portal fully opens. Your immune system is also upgrading, becoming capable of processing environmental toxins and electromagnetic pollution that would have overwhelmed you just months ago. This is preparation for the new Earth that will emerge after the portal closes, a world where the frequency has permanently shifted to accommodate expanded human consciousness. Reality, as you know it, operates on a frequency of approximately 7.8 Hertz, the Schumann resonance that has remained constant for thousands of years. But since August, this frequency has been spiking, reaching peaks of over 40 Hertz during certain periods. Mainstream science attributes this to solar activity, but the truth is far more profound. The planet itself is tuning up, like an instrument preparing to play in a completely different octave. On September 22nd, when the portal reaches maximum aperture, the base frequency will permanently shift to a range between 15 and 25 Hertz. Human consciousness naturally entrains to planetary frequency, which means your brain waves will automatically synchronize to this higher vibration. The result will be spontaneous activation of abilities that mystics spent lifetimes developing through meditation and spiritual practice. Telepathy will become as natural as speaking. Manifestation of physical objects through focused intention will occur within hours rather than months. Remote viewing of distant locations and future events will be accessible to anyone who learns the simple mental techniques.
Friends, what happened during the last great portal opening in the year 377 CE was deliberately erased from historical records. The Roman Empire was not destroyed by barbarian invasions. It collapsed because a dimensional shift made their material-based power structure obsolete overnight. Millions of people suddenly gained access to technologies that made currency, armies, and centralized government irrelevant. They could manifest food directly from quantum fields, heal any disease through energy manipulation, and communicate instantly across vast distances through consciousness alone. The ruling classes recognized that such abilities would end their control permanently, so they spent centuries systematically destroying all evidence of what actually occurred. They created false historical narratives, burned libraries, eliminated witnesses, and established religious institutions that taught people to fear their own innate abilities. The Dark Ages were not caused by the fall of Rome. They were engineered to suppress human consciousness until the next portal opening. That opening is now less than 24 hours away, and this time the transformation cannot be stopped or hidden. The crystalline structures within the Earth have been resonating at increasing intensity, building toward tomorrow night when they will reach harmonic convergence with cosmic frequencies streaming from the galactic center. These underground crystal networks were placed by ancient civilizations not from Earth, but from star systems where consciousness evolution had already taken place. They function as amplification devices designed to boost human mental capabilities during portal events. Archaeological evidence of their existence has been suppressed, but sensitive individuals have been drawn to these sites instinctively. Sedona, Mount Shasta, Glastonbury, Stonehenge, and dozens of other locations worldwide sit directly above major crystal nodes. If you have ever felt an unusual energy at such places or experienced spontaneous insights and healings there, your consciousness was interfacing with these ancient technologies. Tomorrow night, when the portal opens, these crystal networks will activate simultaneously, creating a planet-wide grid of consciousness enhancement that will affect every person on Earth, regardless of their location or belief system. Get ready, because the magnetic field of the Earth is about to undergo a polar reversal that will scramble every electronic device while simultaneously activating dormant neural pathways in human brains. Scientists have detected the weakening of the magnetic field over the past decades, but they do not understand that this is intentional preparation for the consciousness upgrade. During the brief period when the magnetic poles flip, estimated to last approximately 72 hours beginning tomorrow evening, the protective barrier that normally filters cosmic radiation will be completely absent. This sounds catastrophic to those who think only in terms of physical survival, but for those who understand the deeper purpose, it represents the greatest gift ever given to humanity. The unfiltered cosmic radiation contains information, DNA activation sequences, and consciousness upgrade codes that have been waiting millions of years for this moment of delivery. Your brain will literally rewire itself during the magnetic reversal, creating new neural networks capable of processing information at light speed and connecting directly to universal databases of knowledge that exist in higher dimensions. The financial systems of the world will cease to function permanently after September 22nd, not because of economic collapse, but because scarcity-based thinking will become impossible for transformed humans. When you can manifest anything you need through focused intention, the concept of exchanging labor for currency becomes obsolete. The wealthy elite who have controlled human civilization for millennia understand this, which is why they have been frantically building underground facilities and off-world escape routes. They know their time is ending because their power depends entirely on maintaining artificial scarcity and keeping human consciousness suppressed. But consciousness cannot be contained once it reaches critical mass, and that threshold will be crossed tomorrow night. Every person who opens their awareness to receive the portal energies becomes a node in a global network of awakened beings whose combined mental power will reshape reality according to principles of abundance, cooperation, and universal love, rather than competition, fear, and control. Finally, the moment arrives when you will remember who you truly are beneath the layers of conditioning and limitation that have been imposed upon your consciousness since birth. You are not merely human, you are a multi-dimensional being capable of existing simultaneously in multiple realities. The version of you reading these words is just one facet of a much larger identity that spans galaxies and dimensions. Tomorrow night, when the portal fully opens, the barriers between these aspects of yourself will dissolve, allowing you to access the memories, skills, and knowledge of all your parallel selves. Imagine suddenly remembering lifetimes as a master healer in Atlantis, a space navigator in the Pleiadian system, a reality architect in dimensions beyond current human comprehension. This is not fantasy. This is the restoration of your true identity that has been fragmented and suppressed to keep you trapped in a limited third-dimensional experience. The portal opening represents homecoming, a return to your natural state of unlimited creative power and cosmic awareness. Prepare yourself, because the gravitational waves generated by tomorrow's portal event will literally bend space-time around the Earth, creating pockets of accelerated evolution, where a single moment of focused intention can manifest changes that would normally require years to achieve. These gravitational anomalies have been detected by scientific instruments worldwide, but their true significance is not understood by mainstream researchers. What they are measuring is the approach of a massive consciousness field that exists in higher dimensions. A collective intelligence composed of all humans who have ever lived and evolved beyond physical form.
This field is descending into our reality tomorrow night, bringing with it technologies, healing methods, and wisdom that will solve every problem currently facing human civilization. But access to this cosmic download requires preparation, tuning your consciousness to match the incoming frequencies. Those who remain locked in fear, doubt, and material attachment will be unable to receive the transmission, not because they are unworthy, but because their mental channels are tuned to the wrong frequency bands.
Tune in to the subtle energy shifts happening in your immediate environment, because tomorrow night, the very atoms that compose physical matter will begin vibrating at higher frequencies, permanently altering the nature of material reality. Solid objects will become more responsive to consciousness. Plants will communicate directly with human minds, sharing botanical wisdom and healing knowledge. Animals will reveal their true intelligence as interdimensional guides who have been patiently waiting for humans to develop sufficient awareness to understand their messages. The barrier between living and non-living matter will dissolve as you recognize that consciousness permeates everything from the smallest subatomic particles to the largest galactic structures. This is not a mystical belief. It is scientific fact that becomes directly experiential when your perception expands beyond current human limitations. You will literally see the energy patterns that connect all things, the information flows that coordinate universal evolution, the love that serves as the fundamental force binding existence together at every level. The technology that will become available after tomorrow's transformation will make current human devices appear as primitive as stone tools. But this is not technology in the mechanical sense. It is bio-integrated consciousness enhancement that works through direct interface between mind and quantum fields. Healing will occur through harmonic resonance as you learn to identify and correct discordant frequencies in the human energy system. Transportation will happen through consciousness projection, eliminating the need for physical vehicles. Communication will be telepathic and instantaneous, regardless of distance. Energy will be drawn directly from the quantum vacuum, making centralized power generation obsolete. Food will be synthesized from basic elements through mental programming of molecular structures. These abilities sound impossible only because current human consciousness operates within artificially imposed limitations. Once those limitations are removed through the portal activation, what seems miraculous becomes natural and effortless. My friends, the most profound change will be your relationship with time itself. Linear time is an artificial construct that keeps consciousness trapped in sequences of cause and effect, preventing humans from accessing their full creative potential. Tomorrow night, when the portal opens, you will begin experiencing time as it truly is, a malleable dimension that can be stretched, compressed, or navigated in any direction through focused awareness. Past, present, and future will become accessible simultaneously, allowing you to heal ancient traumas, learn from future possibilities, and make choices based on complete information rather than limited perspective. You will understand that everything you have ever experienced is happening now in an eternal moment of infinite potential. This revelation will free you from regret about the past and anxiety about the future, enabling you to focus your entire creative power in the present moment, where reality is actually formed and reformed through conscious intention. Finally, you stand at the threshold of the greatest adventure in cosmic history, the conscious evolution of an entire species from limited three-dimensional existence to unlimited multi-dimensional awareness. Tomorrow night, as the portal opens, you will take your first steps into a reality where thought becomes form instantly, where love is the governing principle of all interaction, where abundance flows naturally to everyone without exception.
The challenges and struggles that have defined human existence will be remembered only as learning experiences that prepared consciousness for this magnificent transformation. You chose to incarnate at this time specifically to participate in this evolutionary leap. Your soul volunteered for this mission, knowing it would require navigating through centuries of darkness and limitation to reach this moment of ultimate liberation. The portal opens in less than 24 hours. The new Earth awaits. Reality itself is about to be reborn, and you are the catalyst for this cosmic resurrection.